I think that, I think very early on in the first season, what was established was that this is a world where normal, for want of a better word, relationships, be they political, sexual, romantic, kind of shift. And, very early it was established between Max and Eleanor, and then Eleanor and Vane, that there's a kind of, a looseness to romantic friendships,
There's a looseness, but I think, with Bonny's story specifically, she doesn't really know what it is that she wants yet. Yeah. And she's younger, really, mentally, and her age, she's very young, and she's still working it all out. So it comes from a scarier place, I feel, for her, the whole relationship thing. She just thinks the world is as it is.
Yeah. I think that within this kind of world, you have this pairing that's established in season 1 of Anne and Jack. And you're right, there's a deep friendship there as well as a sexual relationship. And then it gets tested in season 2, the sexual relationship and the friendship. And these things have to coexist.
Yes. I think the bond is so strong, the friendship.
Yeah.
It's become more of that. It's just their best friends, brother and sister almost.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that must happen in relationships where it started as something else, but then the sands shift, and you don't just throw out all the baby with the bathwater.
Like she grew up with him from age 13, is when they met.
Yeah.
And a lot changes in your teenage years.
That's right.
Your formative years.
In the hyper crucible of the golden age of piracy, where everything was escalated. These people didn't expect to live long. That a lot's happening in a space of time to these people. And I think that I keep thinking about, not just the Max and Jack triumvirate and the tensions there, but also about a lot of the romantic relationships in this show. And I wonder if it wasn't the same during the 1920s and the 1960s in the past century, where people had sort of open, shifting relationships, and then you have to deal with the actual fallout from that.
It's very real, and it's almost traumatic. You can see this girl going through a lot.
Yeah, I think
exposing herself for the first time.
Yeah. I think in the
scarring.
Yeah, that's right. We see all sorts of glimpses into other stories in what you could call the menage situation, where we see them in bed, all three of them together. But the act itself, we catch up with it quite a way through. They're already a bit sweaty, and they're already getting into a slightly awkward stage, I think, in that sex scene, which is just one of the many flavours in it. They've been going at it for a while, and they're starting to go, wow, we've really done this. Who's going to tap out?
Yeah,
or do we keep going? Like, what's going on here?
The jealousy starts to tap in as well,
right.
And you sort of see these very subtle looks of just, whoa, I'm getting myself into something really deep here. You'll see like this whole development for her. She doesn't quite know herself. This is her self-discovery. I think she just wants to be a pirate, and whatever comes with that, she's happy, but she won't back down, and her loyalty is to piracy.
I think there's a moment when Max, it's possible that she thinks, if I could just get rid of Rackham, this would be so much easier. But then I think later, she comes to realize very quickly that actually, what, do I really want, if the English do come, do I really want these two pirates, hanging around? So maybe I do kind of need Rackham around to take Bonny away, if that scenario is an option or comes to be. I think that ultimately, it's an interesting dynamic between if Max has really romantic feelings for Bonny, or if there are more feelings of let me take care of you. They're kind of weirdly mothering, in season 2, when she gets her the dress and she holds her and hugs her and takes care of her, and there's a tremendous amount of I will protect you, let me protect you. And I think a lot of that is because, Max feels that she owes Bonny, and so that's where that starts. And then kind of a sense of let me take you under my wing, but how long will that really last before Max kind of needs to go find her own future is really sort of the question of season 2, and that really carries on to season 3.